What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here, and in today we have some Kanto starter battles, and this was absolutely so much fun to run. Starting with Blatoise on the lead. They swap into a Noctowl, and this is where you want to see the Noctowl. I mean, Charizard can kind of handle it, but you really want the Blatoise on it, maybe to get this Ice Beam off, to do some nice damage. Water guns just start chunking, and look at the damage on the Ice Beam. Doesn't completely knock out, but I'm going to shield here just to keep switch advantage. And let's see what they want to bring back in here. I think it was a Medicham. No, it was a Galarian Stunfisk on the lead. Oh no, it was a Swampert. So this is the Swampert Double Flyer line. Gonna be able to almost make it to the back-to-back Hydro Cannons. And my Venusaur does not have to see a single flyer, because now I'm going to come in with the Charizard here. Just have to make it to this Dragon Claw. I do shield this up just in case they Brave Bird, but I get baited pretty bad. So unfortunate, but you know what? Dragon Claw does a decent amount of damage, and if they want to take us out, they now have to Brave Bird us, and I should be able to Vine Whip all the way down, actually. Oh, we got so close there. Not throwing energy, almost getting to the back-to-back Frenzy Plants here. This should be saying, left, right, good night, Swampert. One more Vine Whip to the next Frenzy Plant. And look at this. Venusaur is a flyer. Counter confirmed. Very awesome. All right, next matchup. Another Swampert lead. Another Noctowl. Could this be the same team? I wonder. It is ranked number 1 on PvPoke. So, you know, I mean, a lot of people are using it. I haven't seen too many people use it. But again, I'm not going to bait here, going straight for the Ice Beam. That does get the shield, which is kind of unfortunate. But that's okay. We're going to be able to get to this Hydro Cannon before they get off their next Sky Attack, which is crucial because it's either we get the second shield, or we get them low enough where we can farm down with Water Gun. They decide to double shield, and you know what? It is Charizard time. When all shields are down, Charizard absolutely feasts on things. Gonna shield the Shadow Ball up. In comes the Swampert. This is absolutely amazing for us, because we can get hit by an earthquake and still live. Gonna farm up a couple more so the opponent does not get any farm. Very crucial that they don't get any farm. Back in comes the Noctowl. I throw one wing attack. We're gonna throw the Dragon Claw. Enough to knock out this Noctowl. You all know what's gonna happen here. Left, right, good night, Skarmory. And that's good game. Very well played. So we're gonna hopping into the next matchup. Stunfisk lead. Great lead, and out comes a Sableye. I bring in my Charizard here. A little bit late, to be honest, but we're going to shield up this Foul Play, and then I'm going to farm up more energy here, going for the back-to-back Dragon Claw. Even though Dragon Claw is not the hardest hitting move, Shadow Charizard hits so hard, and my opponent is shielding. So, you know what? I'm thinking, let's double shield. If they want to bring back in that Galarian Stunfisk, I'm going to have a Blast Burn lock loaded for them. They do bring in the Galarian Stunfisk. Blast Burn coming in hot. Oh, that almost one-shots. I'm going to swap right away so that Galarian Stunfisk does not get any farm. Out comes a Medicham, and can we still win this game? Let's see here. First Hydro Cannon knocks out. I'm going to let this one, I kind of have to let it go through. I don't have any shields. What am I talking about? And we make it to a second Hydro Cannon. Going to farm up just a little bit more energy here. That takes out, and they unfortunately they're able to farm down, but can we still pull this one? This is going to be difficult. Okay, so this is definitely the EQ that does a lot of damage, and now we're going to be susceptible to dying to a Rock Slide. So I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plant. I'm going to throw one Vine Whip, swap into my Charizard to catch the Rock Slide like a boss. Coming in, get to the Frenzy Plant, gonna take out this Stunfisk, and that is gonna be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. They had that game if I didn't catch. So next matchup, Trevenant lead, very hard to deal with. Gonna go into my Venusaur. Out comes a Galarian Stunfisk, and they did not build up to the earthquake, so I'm gonna let the first one go through, build up a boatload of energy, throw right before they get to their next Rock Slide. And what I did there is I'm only allowing them to get one Mud Shot, because I threw right before and then I threw again. So it's kind of like a little bug in the game. So we get the first shield. We mirror shields. I'm going to throw on CMP tie here again. Getting that Frenzy Plant off. And from here, I just let my Venusaur go down. One shield up. Charizard should be able to do the trick. I'm going to come in with Blatoise here. Get a nice farm down. They come in with a Lantern though. And I thought it might be the Lantern. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Gonna Hydro Cannon this thing and see if I can get to one more. Unfortunately, I'm not quite able to get there, but we live the Thunderbolt and I'm able to get to one more Hydro Cannon. This is crucial damage because now I can come in with Shadow Charizard, farm up a boatload of energy, and they catch on the Trevenant, which is quite unfortunate for us. But this Trevenant does have some energy, so I call, and it is the Shadow Ball, and I think if I would have shielded that, they wouldn't have been able to gotten to another Shadow Ball, but it is what it is. Hopping into the next matchup here, Medicham lead, and this is absolutely crazy. Blatoise going up against a Medicham, gonna be able to get this Hydro Cannon off before they get to a Psychic, which is very, very crucial, because you kind of want to throw your move before, just to gauge where your enemy, or where your opponent wants to expend their shield. Out comes a Noctowl. I'm gonna let this Sky Attack go through. Oh, it's a Shadow Ball. That does a little bit more damage than I wanted it to. I'm gonna throw this Ice Beam, and then I'm gonna come in with Shadow Charizard. Let's see if we can take this one. I'm gonna shield up this move. Oh, I don't shield up that move. Okay. Shadow Ball almost one-shots the Charizard. Left, right, good night, Noctowl. They don't want to expend both shields, and let's see what they want to do here. In comes a Lantern, out comes the Venusaur, and I just have to make it to 3 Frenzy Plants to win this game. So Thunderbolt comes in, that does decent amount of damage actually, and we're almost at the back-to-back Frenzy Plants. One more Vine Whip. I think they need one more Spark till their next move, and we win the CMP tie. Absolutely amazing. You'll love to see it. Out comes the Medicham. They quit the match. G to the G. That was a 4-1 run there. Hopping into the next set. Garbage lead. And I can't really swap out of here because my Venusaur doesn't want to see this thing. And you know what? Charizard is the only Pokemon that kind of wants to see this. I should have built up to the Ice Beam, but I didn't want them to get to the Energy Ball before I got to my Ice Beam. I mean, they're at the back-to-back here, unfortunately. So I'm going to come in with Charizard. They come in with this Sableye, and my problem here is I threw the Blast Burn, and they have 2. I should have baited here, but we are able to catch the Foul Play, which is quite nice, actually. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plant, hopefully knock this thing out. No, we get the last shield, which is quite nice, actually. So let's see if Shadow Charizard can pull this out for us. So I'm going to be farming up a boatload of energy. Have to shield this up. Shadow Claws are absolutely ripping through the Charizard. Farming up a lot of energy. Out comes the Medicham. And I don't think Charizard has enough in the tank. Blast Bird left, right, almost good night, Medicham. And we have another Blast Bird locked and loaded. Dragon Claw comes in. This is going to be saying good night to that Abomasnow. And that Sableye is just too healthy. So hopping into the next matchup here, Medicham into Blatoise again. So I think it's 7 or 8 psychics to the psychic. Counters to the psychic. So I'm gonna shield it up. Unfortunately, this game was a little bit laggy. Don't know if you guys have been experiencing the lag yourself, but we actually make it to the next Hydro Cannon before their next psychic, and let's see what they want to do. They actually shield that up, which is quite nice. And you know what, from here I'm gonna let my Blatoise go down. I'm gonna come in with Charizard, get a nice farm down. Out comes a Galarian Stunfisk, and I have to shield up this Rock Slide. Gonna be baiting here with the Dragon Claw. Don't think this was the right play because they call the bait, and that's so unfortunate. So I'm forced to come in with the Venusaur, catch a Rock Slide, and the Galarian Stunfisk is staying in. Gonna be able to get to this Frenzy Plant here. Frenzy Plant is gonna be grabbing the last shield, which is quite nice, but to be honest, that oh, they catch on the Medicham, and the G-Fist just has so much energy here. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they want to bring in. In comes a Diggersby. I don't know why they didn't bring in the G-Fisk, but Frenzy Plant gonna be coming in doing massive damage before they get off their Fire Punch. And from here, I'm just gonna farm this thing all the way down. Every single thing this Diggersby wants to throw at me is resisted. You're gonna see an Earthquake do massive damage on the Charizard. Blast Burn, locked and loaded. Big mistakes on my opponent, but left, right, good night, G-Fisk. They could have definitely taken that game, but we win that one by the hair on our chinny chin chin. All right, Alolan Ninetales with Powder Stone. So they're staying in. And they're throwing on really off timing. And they're running Psyshock. Okay. A little bit different, but we'll take it. Gonna shield up this next one. I do want to preserve some health here on the Blastoise. So I'm gonna throw this Hydro Cannon. That gets them very low. And we can take another Psyshock. And I'm just gonna farm all the way down. So I have a lot of energy loaded. But they don't let us farm down. We're gonna be able to get off this Hydro Cannon. That gets the first shield. Absolutely amazing. Gonna be able to get off the second Hydro Cannon. That gets the second shield. I come in with the Venusaur and all shields are down. You know what's gonna happen in the end game. Charizard is gonna absolutely rip everything to shreds. So Frenzy Plant comes in. That almost one-shots the Sableye. They're able to get a nice foul play off here. I come in with the Charizard. And we are gonna be able to blast burn this thing out of existence. Left, right, good night. One-shotting that G-Fisk, and the opponent quits the match. Absolutely amazing. The Blastoise into Bastiodon. Beautiful lead right where you want to see it. Out comes a Medicham. I bring in my Venusaur, thinking there's gonna be a Victory Bell in the back. So they throw Power Up Punch. I was savage, and I ended up calling that one. And now we're going to be able to farm up a lot of energy, throw the Frenzy Plant. That almost KOs them. I'm going to shield up this Psychic now and then have a boatload of energy for whatever wants to come in. They decide to bring in their Bastiodon. And we have almost 2 Frenzy Plants locked and loaded. First Frenzy Plant does some nice damage. Second Frenzy Plant is going to be doing... Look at that. And this Venusaur is almost going to be taking out this Bastiodon. We actually get a shield. That is amazing. So cool. Gonna let the Stone Edge go through. And out comes the Victory Bell. In comes a Charizard. I'm going to throw on Brave. You know, I could have farmed up maybe a little bit more energy, but I decided I didn't want to have to force myself to shield, so I threw the Dragon Claw. Blast Burn comes in, takes out that Bastiodon, and that's a good game. Well played to my opponent. Noctowl lead, gonna be staying in right where you want to see the Noctowl. Blastoise with the water guns, it does some nice damage. Gonna take this Sky Attack. I'm gonna build up to the Ice Beam here, farm up a little bit more energy, throw the Ice Beam, do what they want to do. They actually end up shielding that, and I'm gonna mirror shields here just so I can get off a Hydro Cannon. They are gonna be able to get to another Sky Attack before we farm down, but they actually end up double shielding, which is perfectly fine by me, because now I'm gonna come in with Charizard. I'm gonna get a boatload of energy here. Ooh, I let the Sky Attack go through, and I commit to the full farm down. Let's see what they want to do. They bring in a Stunfisk, the absolute mad lad, and that almost one-shots it. Out comes a Medicham with a shield up. We have this game in the bag. Gonna shield up this move. This was enough for the Psychic. I do respect it. And now we're at the back-to-back Frenzy Plants. This is gonna be taking them very, very low. And the next one is gonna be saying left, right, good night, Medicham. And that's gonna be another beautiful 4-1 set with the triple Kanto starter team. Absolutely so much fun to use. I did not expect to get this many wins with this team. So much fun. If you want to give it a try, go ahead. I don't recommend it for climbing, but hey, we climbed with this. So thank you all so much for watching the video. If you are appreciating the content, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's free and we create videos all the time and it's great over here. So comment if you want to see anything in the future, and like always, we'll see everybody in the next video.